Good morning. It is Friday morning, January 3rd, 2025. Happy New Year. And it's time for your morning walk with me, Sophfronia. I am walking here along the banks of Lake Junaluska. See the beautiful North Carolina mountains behind me. We are finishing up the winter residency here at the Alma College MFA in Creative Writing. We have our degree ceremony tomorrow morning. It's been a really exciting time. The thing that keeps coming up this week, I've noticed, has to do with authenticity. And I wanted to share that with you today. We had an amazing visiting writer with us yesterday. His name is David Joy. His latest book is Those We Thought We Knew. And I think what struck everyone about David is how he is so much himself, right? He is from these mountains. He came to us from just the next county over. He fishes, he hunts, very much a man of the earth. And he talked to us about getting that authenticity on the page. He writes about this area. So many of his books take place in this area because he knows it so well and he loves it so well. But the thing about authenticity that he mentioned, and it also came up in a couple of lectures, including Donald Quista's lecture on voice. And the idea is that you probably start out in your writing imitating the people you admire. But at some point, who you are clicks in, and you write from the depth of who you are. I think that goes for life as well as writing. That we start out with these patterns that are given to us. That you walk a certain path. You go to school, you go to college, you get a job, maybe have a family. But then eventually we figure out what we really want our lives to be. I think that gets harder, though, in our society because, and I've mentioned this before, it seems like people have a hard time knowing their authentic selves. Or maybe they're even afraid to let it out, so to speak. But if you're in that realm of not knowing your authentic self, maybe this is the year to make that exploration. And you can start by just noticing what delights you and then just diving full on into it. My friend Vanessa Zoltan has a book about reading Jane Eyre, and she's also co-host of an awesome podcast called Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. And the idea behind both the book and the podcast is that if you find something that you love, you should consume it over and over again, almost like it is a sacred text, because it has something to say to you. Obviously, it has grabbed you for a reason, and maybe you don't even know what that is. But if you keep reading it or consuming that film or watching that TV show over and over, you might find out what that is. I do that. I've always done that. When I met Vanessa, I told my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been doing that since I was a kid. I loved watching things over and over again. I will not tell you how many times I've seen versions of Jane Eyre or watched movies like Trading Places. But it's a place to start, right? So many people, and I've said this before, don't know what they love. And I believe that there are things that delight you, that strike you. But maybe you haven't been paying attention, or you don't know what to do with it. You say, oh, that was neat, that was interesting, and you just move on. But I say stick with it. Let this be the year that you spend more time. Maybe it's just being with family. For me, I'm excited to spend more time with friends because now I'm in a position geographically to do that. I live closer to people I care about. I find a tremendous amount of energy from those connections, so I'm hoping to get more of that. Well, so I'm going to keep walking. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here. It is cold, but it was in the 50s earlier this week, but now it feels a little more like winter. We will be in Asheville, North Carolina this afternoon. It's only about 30-40 minutes from here, and our students who are graduating will be doing their readings from their creative theses this afternoon. Really excited for them. Anyway, I will see you. I'll be back in Michigan next week. Take care. Bye-bye.